at the Commodity Classic, and our Commodity Classic reports are being brought to you by BASF, also the Animal Wellness Center of Buffalo Valley, and the Cannabis Silo of Durand. I am with Mike Pantaleo. He is with Michelin Ag Tires. And, of course, Michelin Ag Tires, you can get those at Bauer Built Tire in Durand. And I had a chance to talk with Mike. And, Mike, well, thanks for joining us. Michelin is coming out with a bigger Agrib tire. First, tell us about the Agrib line. It's a line that really helps farmers reduce compaction and more, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it's our premium all-purpose farm tire, basically in all the standard sizes. And with the new tire that we're launching, it's essentially just an extension of the Agrib line in a much bigger tire, and maintaining the row crop, like the width that's required in a row crop application. So essentially, it's just to meet the demand of the OEs, producing larger, heavier, larger horsepower tractors, and that's essentially what we're doing with this tire here. We've made a tire that's larger. Basically, it's the largest Agrib in our current lineup. So offering all the attributes that we have in the lineup, which is improved ride comfort, traction, great self-cleaning properties, deep tread, full R1W tread depth. Essentially is what we're doing. So we've just expanded that line in order to accommodate these bigger machines that are coming on board. Its primary usage is going to be for mechanical front wheel drive tractors, but it will be extended into the four-wheel drives and other applications like high clearance sprayers and whatnot, again, where you need the narrowness of the tire, but you need something with a much larger volume so that you can carry a heavier load or reduce the pressure for the same load in order to give you that soil protection that you need.
And that's the biggest thing is the soil compaction levels, especially with the wacky weather that we've had this year. That is something very important, right?
Absolutely, and that's one thing that Michelin does offer is the ability to get into the fields sooner because of our exceptional flexibility of our tire. We allow for the biggest footprint and the longest footprint in order to give you the best flotation and in turn be able to get into the field with the adverse conditions of wet conditions. So
now you mentioned that the tire is bigger. Is it bigger as in height, bigger as in width, or bigger as in height and width?
It's not bigger in width because we're trying to maintain that same width. Like, we don't want to exceed that 18.5-inch cross-sectional width that we need for the 30-inch rows, for example, in corn production. But the tire is bigger overall circumferentially, and essentially what we've done is, for example, the standard now is a 480/80/50. This is a 480/95/50, and essentially the difference there is that middle number represents the aspect ratio and a percentage. So essentially, when you're reading a tire, the 480 represents the cross-sectional width in millimeters, and that next number, whether it's 80 or 95, represents a percentage of what the height of the tire is versus the width of the tire. So with a 480/80/50, your sidewall height is 80% of 480 millimeters, whereas the 95, now you go to 95%, so essentially it's much taller, so therefore we're going to have a bigger volume of air in the chamber, and therefore, increased volume allows for lower pressure for the same load, or with a bigger volume now we can carry much heavier loads.
And again, the Michelin Agrib tires, the agricultural tires, are available at Bauer Built Tire in Durand on Prospect Street. So give Bauer Built a call. And Mike, these new tires are going to be coming out here in the fall, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's planned launch is the fourth quarter of 2014. We're going to do that with Case and John Deere because that's the reason why we've designed the tire, and it's for their equipment. It should also be available from a replacement perspective, but I'm sure it's going to be introduced through the original equipment chain first, or the line first, and then we're going to also make it available to RT. And again, for some of these other applications, we've already had interest from our customer base, and they're waiting for it, like the high clearance sprayers, like the four-wheel drives. Again, essentially what they want is a much taller tire, being able to maintain that width to be able to work in these conditions. And so essentially that's what we've done. We've increased the size of the tire in height.
Great. Mike, again, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having us. Thank you.
That is Mike Pantaleo. He is with Michelin Ag Tires. We are at Commodity Classic in San Antonio, Texas. Again, thank you to BASF, also the Animal Wellness Center of Buffalo Valley, and the Cannabis Silo of Durand. From San Antonio, I'm Brian Winnikins for WRD.